Hi, I'm John, Director and Head Instructor at Drive It in New Plymouth. Just a short video today on how to help you get prepared for your licence test, whether it be your restricted test or your full licence test. Just things that we're going to cover off, things like getting yourself ready, getting your car ready, and what to expect in the test itself, and what you should know on the actual day. So the aim of this video is just to help you get through it and try and settle a little bit of those nerves that we all have when it comes to test time. Right, so the first thing to do is make sure that you yourself are ready. So there's a couple of things to think of there. One, you just want to be nice and rested. Try and get a good night's sleep the night before. You're going to be nervous, everybody is, don't be hard on yourself for that. Everyone's nervous going into test time. It doesn't matter whether you're young, old, if it's a car test or a test at school or something like that, you're going to be nervous anyway. It's quite normal. If you're well rested and also well hydrated, so make sure you've got plenty of fluid in you so that your brain's working properly and you're ready to go. You're 3/4 of the way there then. The only other thing you need to do yourself is make sure you've got your driver's licence with you. Obviously it's a key component, the testing officer is going to ask for that. So make sure it's ready to go and you know where it is, it's nice and handy. Other than that, just turn up clean and tidy for the test, have your licence ready, well hydrated, well rested, and you'll be almost there, ready to go. So the next thing to think about is the car itself, making sure that your car is obviously ready to go for the test. So there's obviously a few rules around that. It's got to be roadworthy and legal for the road. So we've got to have a warrant of fitness, we've got to have a current registration. If it's a diesel vehicle, make sure your AUCs and that are up to date. The other thing to just be sure of is to check the car itself. Just check it over before you go. So do all your checks on your lights, get someone to help you with it. Check your indicators, check your headlights, check your brake lights, make sure they're all going. You don't want to have any hiccups or any sort of flustering kind of problems when you're going for your test. If you check it all over, then you're ready to go. Just things like tyre pressures, that kind of stuff. Just make sure the car's ready and you yourself are familiar with the car. So if you really want to have a chance to have a drive of the car and you really want to be familiar with it and how everything works, from the gear stick or the automatic gear selector if it is that, through to the indicators, wipers, all that kind of stuff. So you just know the car inside out and then you're ready to hit the ground running. One final point on the car is to make sure the car's clean. Ideally you want to give the car a quick clean on the outside and certainly have the inside nice and clean. Obviously no clutter that can cause any danger or any hazards as in under our brake pedals with water bottles or wrappers, that kind of thing. But also you don't want the testing officer jumping in the passenger seat of the car, and if the car's a mess and he or she has to sort of work their way through the rubbish, it's just not a very good look, it's just not very professional. So have it nice and clean, everything ready to go, no distractions, no hazards, and you're on your way. So the last thing to do is actually get ready for the test itself, and just to be aware of what it's going to be and what's going to be involved in the test itself. So first things first, get yourself familiar with the car. So what we're saying is try and have a little bit of a drive in the car first that you're going to use so you're familiar with it. There'd be nothing worse than turning up, testing officer jumps in and you've never driven the car, or you've never driven, if it's a manual, you're not used to the clutch and the gearbox, that kind of thing. So go for a test in it, be comfortable with it, make sure your seat position's good, check your mirrors, your seatbelt height's good. Another quick thing is put the testing officer's seat backwards, all the way to the back of the seat. Otherwise they're going to be blocking your view, and it's sometimes quite awkward to actually ask them to move it back. So if you've moved it back before they jump in, then you're ready to go. But if you're familiar with the car, it makes life a lot easier for you, then you're ready to go. So make sure the brakes aren't going to be touchy, that kind of stuff. You just got no things that you're not aware of, no surprises when you're doing the test. So the other thing to be aware of is what the testing officer themselves are going to be doing throughout this time. So obviously you've been doing some lessons with somebody, or whether it be a family member or an instructor, and they're going to be giving you coaching and instruction as you go. So this is going to be different now. The testing officer isn't going to do that. They're just going to give you direction as in where to go, what manoeuvre to do, that kind of thing as they go along. They're not going to be giving you coaching. They're just going to be looking for a demonstration that you can safely go out and do this now on your own. So just be aware of that. Don't be put off by that. That's just what they do. They're going to be using a predetermined route that they use, one of a few that they use, and they use the same with everybody to make sure it's nice and safe and consistent right across everyone. The other part is you're going to be nervous. That, as we said before, don't worry about that. That's okay. Everybody is. Nothing abnormal about that. Everybody will be nervous. We all were and still are, so don't worry about it. You are allowed to have a support person with you. So quite common to have a family member or your driving instructor you've been using sitting in the back seat as a support person. I'd certainly encourage you to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. They obviously can't help you or tell you what to do, but they are just there just for a bit of reassurance and a bit of moral support. So definitely use them if you can. So there you go, a short video on how to help you prepare for your licence test for your full or your restricted. I hope you found it useful. Just a few key points really, I guess you'd say, to remember. Just it's okay to be nervous. Everybody was, I certainly was, everybody I know is or was, anybody we know going through it. So everybody's still a little bit nervous. It's okay. Just try and relax, enjoy the drive as best you can. Just remember what it's going to feel like when you do actually get it, and the freedom and opportunities that's going to give you in your life. So really just stay positive. It's okay to be nervous, don't worry about it too much, and just try and enjoy it as best you can. Now, not everybody does pass the first time around. It's okay if you don't. In fact, a lot of people don't. If that happens, then just take the constructive feedback that the instructor will give you as a point to work on. Hopefully you go straight back through and again and you pass, or better yet, hopefully you pass the first time through, even better, and you're away. So best of luck. Please be in touch with us if we can help answer any questions or point you in the right direction for something. Yeah, really wish you well. Get stuck into it and enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.